The Lord's Prayer. It's shorter than you remember. It's small. It's small. We read both of them, Matthew and Luke. They don't say exactly the same thing, but they kind of do. They pretty much do. It's pretty good for different times, different places, different locations. You know what I'm saying? Let's do this. Man, I was like up early too, getting everything ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we could start right on time for you. Still.
Yeah.
Yeah? Did you get a biscuit?
Have you seen that one with the, I had some bologna. Yeah. Yeah, and then it was really good and I ate. Yeah. Oh. Dude, what the fuck happened?
How you doing?
I'm good.
You good?
Well, fuck, man.
It's a busy week for you.
Oh, God.
Yeah?
We birthed a human. Not only did we birth a human, we eradicated the measles.
That's pretty badass. That seems like a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. It was fucking a lot. It was so much that I had to turn my back on God for a whole week. And Leif, you know how I feel about God.
Yeah. you don't really like him.
No, I like them just fine. I like them just fine. I think, but I do. I thought we should start out with some declarations of massive dependence.
Hit me.
Well, in the last, I think it was the last 2 weeks. It could have been just before that, but another whistleblower came out saying that not only do we have alien craft, we have a bunch of those motherfuckers.
I'm not even stoned yet. Let me keep going. Don't stop. Let me
dating back, to however long, probably Eisenhower. Okay.
For real though, because I don't know any of this.
And then a bunch of other motherfuckers came out after that dude to say that dude's not crazy, and some of these people are still on the payroll and all that. And
what?
I just think it's time that everyone starts realizing they're here. They've been here, and all the shit that we talk about is just stuff that's been here forever.
Yeah.
Telling you people, it's coming. It's coming. I wonder, do you think that your people, your former people,
the Vikings?
No, the church people.
Church people
in your congregation. Do you think that they think aliens are God?
I have had exclusive conversations with several people. They think they're demons and angels.
What's the difference?
So they still think that they would essentially have wings, have moral motives to either do good or do bad.
Yes.
So they're not thinking about interdimensional travel or non-propulsion rocket systems. Or
I guess I just never realized how literal those people are.
Yeah,
very literal.
It's
but they can't be that literal because there's a bunch of shit in the Bible they don't adhere to.
But see, the people I grew up with do.
They do adhere.
They do. I mean, that's why we were so weird, right? It's because we besides taking Sunday off, we did pretty much everything in the Bible. Because Sunday we would either work on our house or go help people. But there's a lot of people that do. Unfortunately, like the Westboro Baptist Church takes the Bible literally.
Yeah,
they live the Bible.
Okay,
if you will. Yeah, but so I want to circle back. But this.
So the Westboro the Baptist Bible folks, those people sign off on the whoever it was came down, had sex with the sheep and the horses and the cows, right?
No, because that's in the book of Enoch. So that's not They would only stick with the canonized Bible, which is different from many groups, like even
Okay,
Catholics.
now I get what our agenda should be, Leif.
Is to
I think that we should find every utterance in the Old Testament and the New Testament of the, the coming down, like things coming
Jacob's
from
ladder.
yeah, exactly. The coming down or going to,
Yeah.
up and down, the ins and outs, the workings, the moving parts, the literal moving parts.
Well, there's people that actually get little tours of it. There's a Isaiah. There's Daniel, I believe, Ezekiel.
Well, we read. Was it Ezekiel we read? What did we read? Where it's like the one guy gets they take him and they show him the
feel like
glass house and
that was Revelations, right?
I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, Ezekiel's a different one. It has a thing called the Valley of the Dry Bones.
I've been there. Yeah. We toured. Yeah, we toured there with Motorhead.
You're starting to see why this is, to me, it's going to be funny because all week I haven't heard any of this shit because I've just been studying how the Bible got canonized. I've been reading this other book a lot, and I was wondering though, like as I was working out, it's like, what are fucking fundamentalists going to do once like there's like hard, like on the news?
It's on the news.
Cy Zybarg from the Quantiform Galaxy is here to tell you about. Yeah. As soon as that fucking happens, how are they? Like, are they going to double down on their? Like, these people don't believe dinosaur bones are real. They believe Satan put them there to tempt our faith.
It's the dumbest thing I ever heard.
It's pretty rough. That's good people. A lot of good people in these.
Almost literally the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Almost. Hold on. Let me. No, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
It's really hard. And the crazy part is, not to pivot away from aliens, I know we're on a Bible podcast, but I haven't heard any of this shit.
You mean more crazy than the devil putting dinosaur bones to tempt you? More crazy? Sorry, go ahead. Yes.
So I guess from this logic, I moved into how it's damaged me over the years. Sorry, so I got a little selfish here, but it's the individuals in these congregations and groups will they call it brotherly love to judge you by the scriptures. So if you are breaking any of the rules, they like to bring it up and talk to you about it. Like usually in a group of like 2 or 3 dudes.
Right.
Always men.
Always naked.
Even if it's like if my sister got in trouble at church, she'd have to meet with the men. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, women aren't allowed to be preachers.
There were a couple times I wanted to meet with your sister. If you know
They're very pretty. Yeah. Why do you think I'm so good at beating people up?
Yeah. Because they were tough and they flexed on you. Oh no, you'd be
there was this one time it was hilarious, and I know this isn't that maybe that funny to you, but it's like a Squires John Roderick thing. This guy was kind of fucking with my younger sister's emotions. Like he wanted to date her, but then he just instantly started dating someone else in the church. And we were playing a game at church. And now I'm trying to set this up so it doesn't. Yeah, we're at church. This is, I might be like 22, but but I'm like working at church, playing music at a church. Like I'm there all the time. And this guy, we were playing this like dodgeball type game, and I just fucking suplexed him. And he was this big fat fuck from Texas. So like, he weighed like 80 to 100 pounds more than me at the time. And I just grabbed him from behind, threw him over my fucking shoulder standing up, and just dropped him on his face. I get so mad when people would fuck with my sisters. I love them.
Edit that out.
We're already here. We're already here. Hey, first of all, there's a lot of rad people in Texas. In fact, there's a lot of rad people that listen to our podcast in Texas.
No, I'm not dissing Texas.
We're not dissing Texas over here. We love. It's the only place you can get barbecue.
Yeah,
but
you have to edit that part out where I said so. Last week before graduation happened, and Spree. You know what Spree is?
No.
Spree is the overnight senior party after graduation that you drop them off somewhere at like 9 p.m. and you pick them up at 5:30 p.m.?
Oh, or AM, you mean?
Yes, okay, fine.
Okay, yeah, like the
Drop them
next
off at 9.
morning.
Yeah, yeah. Drop them off at 9 p.m. Yeah, that's how little sleep I've gotten that I can't
Oh,
even remember AM to PM.
no, yeah, yeah, yeah.
You drop them off at 9 p.m. and pick them up at 5:30 a.m. And sometime around 1 o'clock, me and my best friend decided maybe it'd be a good time to take some ecstasy.
Wait. Were you right? Were you right? Was it a good time?
It was a good time. It did. It was, yes. I mean, it wasn't not the smartest time.
Not the smartest.
Yeah, but it was fun. But then previous to that, like so that was Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. She said the thing that Jen Ayers' project
Oh yeah.
did a I don't know if we can. I think we can talk about it. Did a industry reading. 3 days of 3 days of rehearsal and then an industry reading, and that was awesome. I can't remember what I was. What were we talking about before that? That I was.
Ecstasy.
I think it was before that. Why did I start talking about? I wanted to. That's how busy I've been,
dude. This is crazy. Yeah, Cole.
Yeah.
Cole's all night party and graduation.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm because I'm listening, but I'm getting the Bible stuff ready because my iPad died right before this. That's why I was trying to like get it charged and get on here.
Get you charged,
but you. It's fucking. What I need some glow sticks then right now that I could just like do like this for you. You'd probably still maybe get some tracers.
Maybe.
But it was a good time. I don't know. I don't know why we haven't heard like, did you take off your pants and run through the town?
Run through the
We're going streaking.
Yes, we did. No, we did not. Well, I mean, we took off our pants, but we didn't go streaking.
We're kid free. We got a little summer break here.
What?
Yeah, he goes up for visitations for summer.
For how long?
But anyway, so we're
gotta be realistic.
We ate so many mushrooms and went and saw that movie Elemental.
What is that?
It's a new like Pixar movie where it's like there's like worlds of elements, like so fire, water.
Yeah.
And one of the fire girls falls in love with one of the water dudes. It's one of those stories.
Oh no!
It's great. Seeing it on mushrooms was the best. It was in 3D, so it was like it was already. If you can imagine.
No, not for me. Thanks.
And we took way too many.
You're
we
just
didn't
out
really.
in public.
Dude, it was so hard to get home.
You're sobbing, just sobbing,
just crying, just thinking of the first time I read Romeo and Juliet, thinking like You saw me in key. That's kind of that could be a.
We all watched Romeo and Juliet in high school, and then my parents took us to the Edmonds Theater to see that thing.
Oh yeah, see, my Romeo and Juliet was the Leonardo DiCaprio one. So that Baz Luhrmann, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was not ours.
Great soundtrack.
I'm sure Baz Luhrmann did that. Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I should.
Yeah, that's why it's all crazy.
I've never seen it. I'll have to.
Yeah, I wonder if it holds up. That soundtrack holds up though.
Well, it must. It's Baz Luhrmann. That's his thing.
Yeah. Oh man, look at you! You're getting into the Bible. Look at this. You're trying to get all prepared. People are listening, wondering.
I don't know that people are listening. I can't be sure that. I can't be certain of anything anymore.
They might be bots.
Did we decide that we have anybody in Italy that wants to meet up when I get there?
I haven't gotten any emails, but I haven't checked this week, and we've gotten a lot of downloads recently.
Okay, but not from Italy.
I've been Kate's even in the back right now working on the bio and stuff. I've been working a lot on this stuff.
I'm not blaming you. We're
No,
not blaming you.
but just apologizing for not checking the email lately because I've been screaming at my computer trying to finish our website.
Where is the email?
Let's get high and read the Bible at gmail.com.
Could I check the email?
Mm-hmm. You want to check all the bills that go to there too?
Okay.
No, I was just trying to make it funny. I thought it would be funny.
That sounded paranoid, actually. But
Oh, did it? I'm sorry.
Not
Well,
paranoid.
you did the ecstasy and I did mushrooms, so we're kind of going to this.
We're like, we're sure. Oh, we just
Yeah.
I saw him go by. I don't know where he was
Even-
headed, though.
The last one when I was editing ours, it was like, like I said so many condescending things to you.
Did you?
Yeah, but I was trying to be funny. It's just like, just when my social awkwardness, just like a BB gun skips across the bow of your ship, like, ping, like it's just like I could see what I was attempting to do, and I could see where it went wrong.
Do I notice?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I do.
You're like, shut the fuck up. You get like,
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you
I
even
don't
get mad
think-
a little bit. How would you not? I was being rude.
Oh, were you?
Well, not intentionally, but yeah.
That's hilarious. We have the conversation, then you get to psychoanalyze the
Yeah,
conversation.
it's so weird, man. It fucking helps with talking for me though, and I'm not the best at talking, as people know.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Is Jen and Graham?
Oh yeah.
They were talking. They were like telling someone, Reb, bass player, about this show. Because Graham said, "Oh yeah, man, I got really good sleep last night. I fell asleep to your voice." I'm like, what? It's like, oh yeah, I fall asleep. Let's get high and read the Bible all the time. And then Reb was standing there. There's like, what? You fall asleep to what? Oh, do you know about Geoff's podcast with Leif? And they started telling about it, and they described it as basically me talking and Leif laughing.
That's pretty much what it is.
It's like, I'm like, what? No, I mean, well, a lot of it is.
I laugh a lot, dude. And here's the funny part: I don't actually laugh that much in real life. Like, like I'm kind of
So awesome.
right. You just like, yeah, you're funny.
I got your number.
Fucking you, Squires.
Fucking thing won't stand on its own goddamn own. Maybe it's.
My friends say that too. They're like, you laugh a lot on there. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm having a good time. I'm sorry that you're so boring when I'm around you that I can't laugh.
I'm sorry. You have zero game.
I'm sorry.
You know what?
Your
Honestly,
stories are pedestrian.
not my problem. Yeah. I'm sorry you bore me to almost tears.
Do you need
not our problem.
That's not my chair, not my problem.
Yeah, totally. No, I got it. I just used the stand the way it was designed instead of the moronic way I was trying to make it work.
Oh, dude, don't. It took a hot minute to get this going, and like I said, I woke up early.
Yeah.
Ooh,
What number are we on? Do you know where we are?
Yeah, so it's kind of short. Matthew 6:9. Now you're gonna see it more and more, huh? Then it's just like you make a sound and then I actually laugh. And maybe that's the problem is we need to have people on here I can stonewall so people understand that I'm not an easy lay. Because they probably don't trust me. They're like, that stupid fuck laughs at everything.
I could make him laugh with farts.
Fucking get on here and try.
Does anybody else? Does anybody else have a 6'9"? Sorry. Or is it just the one?
Oh yeah, Luke 11:1. Also,
wait, 6'9" and 11:1
Matthew 6:9 and Luke 11:1 are going to be the Lord's Prayer.
are the okay? All right. Luke, little bitch.
It's kind of small today too, so we'll try to.
I want to do a. Now, Leif, the Bible says the Anunnaki are angels. It says that the Anunnaki came down I want to be very like opinionated and like fact based.
Biblically based with the new alien shit.
I want you to start. I want to be debunked by Michael.
But Dan, sorry, Dan McClellan, we love you. We definitely have enough shit on the internet. Remember the first, we're almost to 100 episodes, but I had to learn how to talk this high in public. So there is a lot of
Learning curve.
let's just say spitballing, shooting from the hip, if you will. But yeah, I can do. I'm working on the canonization, but I can try to do a deep dive into this divine beings angle.
Yeah, I just want to. I want to. The thing is, isn't it usually that like people say, "Hey, Dan, these people are mouthing off." It's not. Is it? Or it's not usually Dan.
Sometimes,
like,
yeah.
does he?
Sometimes he just grabs other people's videos where they're wrong. Sometimes he grabs them when they're right, and he'll just let the whole video go. And at the end, he goes, "I have no notes." And it's like that's the level I want to achieve. That's why I've been studying so hard. It's like a goal of mine.
I want to say so. I want to say a big long spiel, and I want him to just be like, "I have no idea what he's talking about."
Yeah. See, there you go.
That's not. I don't know what that language is. I cannot relate to any word that came out of that gentleman's mouth hole.
Yeah, he went on this trip to Jerusalem recently, and he went on a bunch of like tours of excavation sites and religious sites, and there was these incense.
Quote, religious sites.
Well, yeah, they're pretty proven. They're not. It's not like this. Like
I'm just kidding.
people worship their gods there. Yeah,
religious. Whatever it is.
I don't know how to make it more. Yeah,
they're sheep. Totally sheep.
Well, he was saying on these incense altars they have found like hashish like substances. So
fact check.
I think we might be bringing church back in the real way. Like we should be getting high and talking about the shit we don't know about, and aiming at good. And this week's thing is prayer, but like I don't know where you land with the idea of prayer.
Well, I think that depends on how you want to define it. It's like if you
yeah, because
your mind can change everything. One person's wavelengths sent out or focused can change everything.
I'm sparking up again, dude. It's weird, right? Because even in my darkest atheistic moments, I'd still be like weirded out, and I'd still be like, I think this kind of works.
Well, and yeah, that the whole secret thing is, I don't, I'm not popping that bubble. But I don't. What I've been doing most recently is just like mantra, like just to like keep my mind from being negative.
Yeah.
Or being clouded or being, overrun or being, like scattered.
For real.
And so, because your thoughts, and I say this, and it's like, we've talked about this where
preach.
Your thoughts don't define you. You're what you think. Everyone's got fucking crazy in their head. Everyone. And until you say it out loud, it's all your private little closet, and your actions and your words, they define you. But your thoughts, they can rule you, and they can make you do things. They can make you act a certain way. But if you are in control of your thoughts.
Yeah. But with prayer, it's the same fucking thing, right? Except
that's controlling your thoughts. That's deciding, like when you're when you're trying to sleep.
Not according to the Bible, baby.
Well,
I mean, I want to hear exactly what you have to say. I just was trying to sum up.
What did everybody do before there was a Bible?
Cut off each other's foreskins and then waited till they were resting and then killed them. If you remember that story.
Oh fuck yeah! How do you forget that story? Hey, you know what? Yeah, you can be in our club. Cut your dick off. Let us know when you do it.
Yeah, put these iced peas on there. That'll help.
Yeah, exactly. Like, no,
Chill. Put your feet up. Watch some Ricky Lake.
right. I don't know what you were gonna say about.
Well, because the Bible here, Jesus, like, and this is going to be so familiar, it's going to be painful, but like, he explains to you how you should pray, and it's definitely not like, oh Lord, let me get that parking spot in front of Costco today, so I can get the kids to soccer practice. It's definitely not like, oh Jesus, let me get that promotion at Sprint PCS. So I can fucking, it's like. It kind of has almost hardly nothing to do with you, which I think is kind of cool.
You didn't say what does he say?
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
This is Jesus' thing. That's how you're supposed to pray?
Yeah. I've always, I mean, we'll read it here in a minute, but like, it's kind of,
don't spoil it.
Oh yeah.
Well, if that's all we're going to read today, then
yeah, totally.
I thought you were going to say there's like, no, well, you got to do a headstand, and then while you're there, if you plug one nostril, then that's how you should pray.
Yeah, there's other references. There's Jesus like says, "Go into your room and shut the door." I think that's badass too. And there's other Jesus speaks on prayer.
Pray to little Jesus.
Dear 8 pounds, 2 ounces, baby Jesus. I'm gonna pray for this meal. That's Talladega Nights.
Do you use your right hand or your left hand when you're praying to baby Jesus?
I like to think of Jesus at a Leonard Skinner concert with big wings. I'm gonna send you that clip after this shit.
Okay. So do you want to set this up? You set this clip up, Leif?
We've been setting this up pretty good, right?
Okay, yeah, we got right to it. So Jesus says, or does he? Is the setup in this in Matthew 6:9?
Yeah, he's gonna give us a decent amount of info.
Okay.
Oh man. Yep. Let's do it. 6:9. I thought I tipped it at a reset.
The Lord's Prayer, Matthew 6:9. Okay. Yeah. Pray then like this: Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Good start. Strong move to the hole. Clearing the lane, obviously. Going straight to the big man. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. You don't hear a lot of rhyming in the New Testament. But he kind of like I think he went to like Taylor Swift on this one or something.
Yeah, I mean maybe it's a remnant of.
He wanted a hit. He went to he needed a hit. This one.
He's been reading the Song of Psalms.
Yeah.
He's been reading Psalms. He's like, oh, yeah, we gotta have some fucking. I need Wisconsin and Manchin.
Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For if you forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father also will forgive you.
Boom.
But if you do not forgive men their trespasses, the Father will sneak into your tent while you're sleeping and cut off your foreskin.
It's not fair.
Amen.
I've never heard the Bible read this way. I'm sorry. It's genuinely funny to me. I'm sorry I laughed too much.
Can I get an amen?
Amen.
But if you do not forgive men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses.
Yeah.
Or the trespasses of your foreskin. Don't.
It becomes a big topic, actually.
Yeah. Okay, and then we go to the friend at midnight. 11:9, 11:1. What was it?
11:1. The Lord's Prayer.
The Lord's Prayer.
11:1.
So Luke chimes in with his fucking 2 cents.
He's a physician, remember?
Did not remember that. And what does that actually mean then? He's a physician. He's actually a
Well,
practicing
again,
pediatrician.
these are like we don't. I mean, so many scholars say that, but you can still find people that are like, we don't know.
We don't know.
But yeah, he was supposedly like a companion of Paul who traveled with Paul and was like basically possibly a doctor. I don't know if that means drilling demons out of people's heads. I don't know at what stage he was a doctor.
They didn't have drills, so
There was totally drills in 30 and 40 AD.
yeah. They had
like
they had flying saucers, but they didn't have drills.
they had indoor plumbing. They had fucking plays and poetry. They had way better writing than this.
Huzzah! Huzzah! Have you watched Catherine or The Great or whatever it's called?
Ooh, I felt that down my spine.
Careful, that's cancer.
What are you saying?
What?
Don't hex me with that shit right there.
When I was in like ninth grade, we got really, really baked smoking out of a can, and I coughed so hard I felt it all the way down to the base of my spine, and I was like, "That's cancer." And then,
See, I worked out for 6 hours
yeah,
the day before, and then I walked 10 miles, which took about 5 hours. And then I did an hour-long hot yoga yesterday. I've been putting in these like 9 to 12-hour workout days.
so dude,
we're kid-free. I'm like,
you're fucking doing it. You're like,
dude,
you're
I have
like
a gut,
clocking
man.
it.
Yeah, I can fucking gotta get rid of this shit.
No, I didn't connect what you were talking about. I was like, oh no, got to get it while the getting's good.
I'm old. Yeah. So
Okay, so Dr. Luke.
Dr.
11-1.
Luke.
Yeah, Dr. Luke. You
We
might
took a detour.
You might know him from his brief stint on General Hospital.
I do kind of get that vibe. He's probably the most educated one of these.
He was praying in a certain place, and when he ceased, one of his disciples said to him, "Lord, teach us to pray as John taught his disciples." And he said to them, "When you pray, motherfucker, say, Father, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. Give us each day our daily bread, and forgive us our sins, for we ourselves forgive everyone who is indebted to us, and lead us not into temptation."
A little truncated there, huh?
That would have been. Yeah, he left out some things. He left out some parts. That's not the Lord's Prayer we know.
That is, it's kind of, yeah. And again, for a recovering fundamentalist, it's weird when you read them back to back like that.
Say the rest of it. Were you the wife? No.
Dude, for real though, right? Like that's like, I thought this was the fucking inerrant word of God.
Yeah,
But again,
what does Matt say? Like, what are the deal? Like, which none of this is the inerrant word of God, right?
unfortunately, no.
Does Matt say that? What does Matt say?
Well, I mean, all of that, that's included in Matt in a way, right? Matthew's, but it's not said the same way.
No,
and there's a bunch more.
Mr. Matthew, Matt, Dogma Data.
Oh, what does he say about what?
Inerrant word of God.
Oh, scriptures have no inherent meaning. You have to, yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, any old text, we're constantly negotiating with it to get its meaning out of it. And you brought up the thing that I guess I've been trying to get across and haven't been able to for almost 100 episodes, which is like some motherfuckers, like the people I grew up with, take it literally.
Well, and it's like, this is written, at best, let's give it, 1700, 1800, 1900 years ago, when there wasn't a lot of writing going on.
I mean,
so it's it's kind of like it's an account, motherfucker. It's an account. It's not a report.
No, they weren't even thinking of it that way because they didn't. Some scholars try to explain this to me. I feel too dumb to really understand fully, but they didn't really think about history the way we do because
Right.
they didn't have writing that long. So
Right.
when Jesus is when Matthew is putting him here to get to Bethlehem, and Luke is putting him, one's in a manger, one's in a house. That was them catering the story to the specific group of people they were trying to reach, and so they were trying to like draw. There's a biblical reason, like fulfillment of the Old Testament stuff, that they're going to do this because they want to make a point about this person Jesus. But it was probably factually not true because especially the one thing all four gospels say and everything else in history is that he was from Nazareth.
Anytime that word is written or read, you should drop it in.
Yeah, see the
Just
spiders will the algorithm. That's why I make everything, every single thing that happens on this podcast. I make,
Can I do it with my voice like that, or will they cut that out?
If it's not the exact notes, I think we could both just do a mouth guitar thing.
Well, I do have perfect pitch, so those are the
Yeah,
notes.
that's why I was telling you. You gotta fudge it.
Dumb it
You see what
down.
I'm saying? Yeah. You gotta Robin Thicke that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Do some fucking
blur those lines, if you will.
I got you.
So back to the Lord's Prayer, though.
It.
I think it starts out the same in both, which is give us this day our daily bread, and like this as a template, as like what you should be, trying to talk to the God of the universe about. It's kind of interesting.
Well, you were saying it isn't like get me the parking space, but wouldn't give us our daily bread be the equivalent of make sure I get that parking space?
See, I think it, to me, and I could be wrong, so this is plenty of good room right here for Dan to fucking debunk the fuck out of us. But it's always been like a thing of opulence to me, because Jesus, I think what he's trying to say is like, live in this moment. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't collect food for tomorrow. Give us what we need today for today.
I've heard that somewhere. It was forget about tomorrow. Take it today. Forget about the check. We'll get hell to pay. Have a drink on me. Yeah. So what you're saying is Jesus and Bon Scott were kind of simpatico.
I think you might like Jesus by the time we're done with all this shit. I think way more.
I bet you Jesus got all fucked up. Just got all fucking high. Fucking mead.
I think it was, it's first miracle club, baby. What's his first miracle? He chooses to show the world he's God. How?
By
fucking water to wine.
Convincing people he doesn't exist.
Guys are so safe. But so back to dissecting this shit.
He was praying. He was praying in certain place, and he sees. But the Lord, teach us to pray, John, as John taught his disciples. What's weird is like these guys are still contemporaries of John. Like so, John. John is still a presence. When did John die? They were talking about John dying.
A little before Jesus. According to the Gospels. It's talked about in the Gospels, but it's just, unfortunately, historically, we don't know if it's accurate. And so I don't think there's anything else in history about it. It's just it was a figure. But what we can tell is that like Luke and John seem to be super focused on John, right? Matthew, Mark, not so concerned. They haven't brought him up as much, right? So Luke and John were written way later. They're a little bit later. So by the time Luke and John were written, John the Baptist was probably like growing in fame as the fucking filthiest MC of all time. Let's think of it as like a Biggie and Tupac thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he's defending against John the Baptist constantly.
Well, John the Baptist is more like LL Cool J. And Jesus is more like Eminem.
We won't see what's lost to history. What if John the Baptist was fucking Dr. Dre? What if he
Right.
was
That's
everything?
Yeah. Or
Right?
Quincy. Maybe he was Quincy.
Quincy. Flashes of Quincy. But yeah, for real. Like
For real though?
for real though. That
Dude, I had a guy. I knew a guy. He said that no matter. Oh yeah, instead of oh yeah, for real though.
for real
For real
though.
though? For
That
real?
was I have
And I
David
would always
said
say for real though. I like the ILLDO.
okay, yeah, for real.
For real though.
For real though, like
You
a
know,
talk show host.
rhymes with dildo.
Dildo.
Shocker. Yeah. Oh really? That's what
Remember that time we were on the Bible podcast? My favorite. I don't know how we get to dildos, but I'm not mad that we do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad that we
So
do.
what's your take on this? Do you think that like on Luke, I find that like that seems way more interesting to me
Do you
because
know how much that solidified our friendship? You just asked me my opinion on the Bible. Thank you so much. That made me feel special.
well now you've gone and blown it, haven't you? Haven't you? It's a wanker. It's got
I
this
really-
much talent. No, I really like. Why do you think that he leaves? Like he left every other line out. Like it's almost like it's on purpose.
Oh, yeah, for real. I'm assuming to him it's just not that important. He wants to focus on other stuff.
You think the line was there and he left it out?
Yeah, it's just yeah.
That doesn't seem very likely.
Well-
He's talking about Jesus motherfucking Christ, yo. He's talking about Quincy. No, he's
Yeah,
talking
but
about
what?
Okay.
Why else? Because we know that Matthew and Luke share the same sources. They share Mark. They used Mark, and they use this other source that's lost to time called Q. So they had like the same things they were copying. So why does it change?
Well, why does one say trespasses and one say sins? Is that a translation
I
thing?
think it's just like it probably was fitting better for the people he was trying
That
to reach.
probably word is not, probably is not one of my favorites.
So I love that. Now let's remember that. Let's just think of like a kid who's getting turned away on Christmas Day from his family because he doesn't believe in God again because they think this shit's literal. But unfortunately, it's all probably. We don't know. We have biased sources. We're reading them right now. These are the only accounts.
These are the only two written versions of the Lord's Prayer.
Yes, and these are the earliest. I think they probably pop up in other Christian documents constantly. It's a really I bet you it's in the Gospel of Thomas. Never read it. When we're reading all these stories, that's why we're reading them against each other because like it's we got a murder she wrote this shit.
This is so none of them say what we say.
Well, Matthew does. Matthew is the one my church
Our
memorized.
Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, will be done.
What we done.
Give us our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses, because we said forgive us our trespasses. So we've like done the Catholics.
So this is another
lead us not
really
into temptation,
check this out. We haven't even talked about that really. We're reading this is the ESV, the English Standard Version, which is a pretty decent translation as far as they go because they're all but different congregations and different people read different translations. There's like the King James, the New King James, the NIV, the new NIV. So there's thousands, actually, I believe, of different translations of the Bible over time. So they all use different words in all these places. Kind of.
Luke just slacked, man.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
He
like,
doesn't
just write whatever
care.
you want.
And it's what? It's like 5 verses? No, it's 4 verses. 3.
And he gets them and he just splits them all in half.
Oh, 4.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, but also but if you go to Matthew, it's kind of an interesting template because like when you like what I think, like what you asked me and then I fumbled the ball. Jesus and his followers were like really poor and super common, and Jesus would have grown up watching these like really wealthy, rich, aristocratic humans who were like mostly probably deeply involved in more politics than the religion that he would discover in the Old Testament, right?
Right.
And so this is like when they pray, they're out on the street corners and they're talking about their deeds. They're like I tithe exactly this amount, and I'm thankful that I'm not like this tax collector, and I'm thankful I'm not like that whore. Like people would pray like this aloud in the marketplace. And he's like
busking?
No. Yeah, he's like, no, this is a personal fucking thing. Like, go in to your fucking room, shut the door, and then be grateful for what you got today, right? Give us our day, this daily bread. Forgive everyone, right? Lead me not into temptation. I've got some blind spots. I'm kind of weak. Fucking whatever the thing that's out there. Allah,
Jesus, get my six.
Help me out a little bit, and deliver me from evil, which is that could be a lot of things, falling into the fucking hands of a bunch of bandits on the road could be pretty goddamn evil,
Well, that's pretty literal, but yes.
Yeah, again, it's going to sneak in there a lot. I'm glad you have the tool now to fucking call it out, though, because I'm still blind to it sometimes.
That lands on me more like deliver me from evil is more like don't let me fall. Don't let me be an evil asshole.
Could be too. Yeah, I agree.
Keep me from being evil, not evil. Having its way with me.
But it's one of those things that it's cool. Isn't it cool that like the main fucking dude, this is Jesus teaching his fucking disciples how to pray.
Apparently.
Well, and we got, even though it's not exact, right? We got kind of the same gist. And so we got two sources that are biased, but they kind of get the same point across.
Well, where does the king, for thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory is yours now?
King James, I believe.
Oh, is that another?
Yeah, that's another translation. We're reading the English Standard Version.
Oh.
Yeah. So in English, there's tons of different translations of the Bible.
Well, I don't. This is that same shit. This is dumb. Like, it's like the whole.
How dare you? How dare you?
I'm just saying, like, just like the first time we read Matthew. Jesus, take it easy. Jesus, take me now. No, it's like the fact that this is the Lord's Prayer, this is the Lord's Prayer. This is the most important self-reflection, self-work you can do. And homeboy leaves out half the verses.
Yeah,
it's like, what do you mean?
And it's from Jesus.
It's like yeah, I know, but I'm kind of stoned, man. I'm kind of drunk, and I can't write. What did he say? I don't know. There was something about the bread and the evil, and it's your house.
All right, yeah. But what if it was more like I'm just having like a stoned visual of this guy being like a white dude that has like started dating a black girl, and it's the first time he's at a family dinner, and he's just trying to fit in. So maybe this Luke guy is trying to fit in with a crowd that he's not used to, and maybe not first. You didn't like that? Why? You didn't? I've been that guy at that table plenty of times.
Yeah, that's cool. That's fine. It just makes me nervous.
It's horrible. Yeah, it's super scary. It's great.
Yeah,
it was fucking rad.
No, I don't. I'm. Do you think Luke is just trying to fit in? And
yeah.
So he's leaving out half of the Savior's words.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Fit in with who? People only believe
the crowd he's trying to convince Jesus is real.
He doesn't want to say everything. Just he thinks that might be too much. Like the other three lines is going to be too much.
I mean, I'm just trying. Walk with me down this path because I don't know if I'm right. But with all the evidence we have, why would he fucking change the shit? Well, okay, let me. So each of these books, written by different people, supposedly, come from different times and different places. Also, kind of hard to fucking pinpoint because, again, we don't have any of the original copies of these books. We have copies of copies of copies. So this, we're going to say it's Luke. When he's writing, he's trying to reach a certain group of individuals, a church, a region of the gospel of Jesus Christ, the good news, literally, of Jesus Christ. Matthew is going to be trying to reach a different group of people with a different, and you remember in these regions, like tribalism is more of a thing. So people usually like believe the same stuff. So Matthew, he's trying to reach like a deeply Jewish fan base. So he always talks about the laws and talks about Jewish stuff, right? And Luke, he seems to be trying to reach a section of believers who followed John the Baptist. So they seem to be kind of catering their stories.
So Luke just says, "Hey, remember the thing about John?" And then JC went blah 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 blah. He just like leaves out the little.
I don't know. You know,
funny.
I
That's
think.
funny. Yeah. No, it like catered to his. Yeah. I don't believe you, but I will. I will.
I just don't. What else reason is it? Like, I mean,
I don't
they
know.
don't line up. He leaves out the words of the Savior.
Well, and again,
Why?
that like this thing, my dismay is not based on Luke specifically or Matthew specifically for that matter. It's more that, well, and again, we don't have all the translations, so there's a lot of the, I'm sure a lot of it's lost in translation, but the fact that these are the only two references to the Lord's Prayer, like, and everyone, this is it. Math dude doesn't even fucking put the whole thing in there. It's like, oh, it's just like, it's such a thin veil of like, oh, you need to worship this. This is the word of this is the inerrant word of God. This is half of the inerrant word of God. It's like, it's such an interesting,
I don't know.
There's so little to it.
Yeah. Well, and also remember, in the form we're reading it, there's a bunch of different stories of Jesus that aren't included here. And it's typically on certain criteria that became important over the years to people. Like, it's not even really like, it's not really rhyme or reason. It's just some had favor because it taught certain things about Jesus and some didn't. And so people stopped reading them. And then, 300-ish years after Jesus, they start picking which ones go in here. Right. So there's other stories of Jesus that didn't make it in here. These stories themselves kind of seem to be like at least fragmented, at least like
that's
at least telephoned.
That fragment is exactly what it seems like, where it's like somebody spilled soup on the rest of Luke's page.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
That's all you're going to give me?
Dude, there's I should have this memorized because it's fun, but there's a passage where in Greek they would write on these on this paper, right? And in Greek there's a circle and it means one thing, but if you put a line through the circle, it means a totally different thing. And because the pages would be sitting on top of each other forever, that line would bleed through on the other page onto a circle. And so on the next page, it would change the word from tree to God. I wish I remember what it was. It's a Bart Ehrman thing, but
tree to God.
So there's, when we're coming to these texts, it's it's a mess, really, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, a hot mess that's been fragmented.
But maybe that's what's cool about it, because over time, it's like a filter. Like the stories of Jesus have been filtered down to the coolest ones. It's kind of like the hero's journey shit.
Well, it can't be that they're the coolest ones because the Gospel of Mary Magdalene is this much. So I guarantee it's not the coolest ones. It's the ones that
I'll
were
give
chosen.
you that. Reverend Redding's preaching fire today. I'll give him that one right there.
I'm not looking for. I'm just let's not get lost in the filtering process and who was in charge of it.
Yeah, that's another fucking factor. A bunch of rich people, because again, Jesus and
A
his
bunch of
followers couldn't
men.
read.
A bunch of men.
And, and I know we've said it before, but Jesus and his followers spoke Aramaic, and the New Testament is written mostly in Greek. So there's a translation right from the source. There's a jump. But if it's kind of cool that, again, the essence of the essence of the prayer is there. Like, if that's a teaching from Jesus, maybe he wasn't being a dick. Maybe Luke maybe he did spill some soup on the fucking manuscript one morning.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe, you're so pissed by it. You're so over it. It's the Lord's Prayer, though. It's so great.
I wasn't pissed. I wanted you to see those glasses.
Okay. Okay, just checking in.
They're dope, aren't they? Did you see
They
those?
are. Yeah, they're great. That's fucking great.
Fucking great, Geoff. Can we talk about fucking God some more, please?
Well, it is. It is
just,
going to be
again,
weird.
it's
We can go back to aliens because you don't like this, you know?
No, it's not that I don't like this. Again, it's just really surprising and startling and like bizarre how little to it there is. You know, it's the fucking Lord's Prayer, Leif. It's the gold medal of prayers. It's the Olympic gold medal. It's the world's finest prayer.
My dad made me memorize this when I was 8 years old. I would say it every night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, who does like this? Like, even casual Catholics and casual Christians know this shit. This is.
But and like by the time you can speak, you know this shit. I've known this. I've known this since since I don't know. Like I started probably going to church, and I remember because we would go to church in California, and that was like kindergarten, preschool, kindergarten, first grade, second grade. And I remember this shit.
Yeah, yeah, and it's so small.
And so it just
kind of makes. Go ahead.
It's just so strange how like they don't. Again, this is that thing where no one in the Bible had the Bible, because these guys, if they'd known, I can guarantee you, if Luke knew this was going to be the Lord's Prayer, that it was going to reverse mushroom cloud into the Lord's Prayer, that everybody on the planet would know these words, he would have fucking wrote the other halves of the verses.
Yeah.
Maybe I should put some time into that. I think Luke was kind of a stoner. He's like, that's fine. They know what I'm saying.
See, but it's like Luke still, he supposedly wrote this book called Acts too. And so it's such a stickler shit. Like, it's all like fundamentalists love that shit. So John, though, the more we read John seems to be he seems to be you the other night. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. he's on fucking ecstasy, and Jesus is fucking awesome.
He's seeing the colors.
For real. For real. See, but I still kind of, as I've been reading this shit throughout the weeks. I don't know. It just like, I can't explain that prayer works. I think, which is hard for me to even say aloud. It's hard for me to.
Prayer works.
Like we were saying at the front end of this shit, right? Like that, your mind is this weird. It seems to be a reality creating vessel. If you can just hone it, if you can just kind of get the reins on it, control it a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So like, in a way, prayer might be a filtering, to that. I think yoga is better, but it does seem to work, right? So in the fact that the stories are kind of similar and separated by so much time, with so many fucking errors and so many problems and so many translations, and it's still kind of fucking, the message is at least there. It kind of makes me think Jesus said this. I think
I mean,
well, we got two biased sources, and I'm admitting all of the fucking fuckery.
Biased sources.
Yeah, we have two biased sources.
Yeah.
But we don't have many sources from back then for any, for like.
That is entirely my point, that like, just because these two are close, there's only two, and this one is only half of it. And just to retort what you just said, you you inherently have your thumb on the scale for JC.
No, no. I mean, I don't think I do. I have a bunch of upside down crosses tattooed on me.
It doesn't matter.
No, I think
JC
I
is
think
foundational for you.
it's unfortunate, but like as we've been doing the podcast, I've like moved. It's like I've basically become like, I don't want to say like a libertarian, biblically speaking, but I've moved right to the middle of I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
So I do try to give it the credit where it deserves it, though, and I think we do a fine job of that. I think we do a really good job of being like, slightly objective, because we talk a lot of shit, and it's because that's actually being honest and truthful.
Yeah. Well, that's the deal. It's like, so you can't deny that these words are written here. You can't deny that. And you can't deny
it's had power over so many thousands of billions of people's lives over the years. Just resonated so deeply.
But that fact is because it's been put up as this thing by these people. Why it, how
or
it got,
maybe Hey Yeah is just the best fucking pop song ever. You know what I'm saying? Maybe just at one point something happens that everyone just starts.
Oh, dude. Yeah, maybe. But you know what? Hey Yeah doesn't get heard unless dude's on a major label and gets forced down their throat.
Oh man, that got ran through computers to make sure it was a hit and shit. Yeah, but.
No buts. Without
no, we might be talking about that. I mean, or it's the Quran. I don't know. That's the other most popular fucking shit in the world.
You're losing me.
Religious texts. Maybe the Bible is the Hey Yeah of religious texts from ancient.
And what I'm saying is that yes, we're saying the same thing, because the Bible only got to be the Bible because the people stuffed it down people's throats. I'm dead serious. It's like the only reason Hey Yeah gets to be this giant hit is because major label pays for it to be played on the radio until it catches on. And then it takes on a life of its own, but somebody has to pay to put that where, in front of people. It just doesn't magically appear in front of people.
It's funny because the label actually paid for the number one hit at the time to be played, and then Hey Ya, and then the number one hit again. So people just tuning in would always associate
Don't change the subject.
I was trying to wiggle out of that. I think the Bible. It's fine with the changing.
But you blew it because I was saying that you can't deny that these words are here. You can't deny that Hey Ya exists.
Yeah.
Right. And somehow it doesn't matter how this is here. We have this, and it doesn't even matter who wrote it. It doesn't matter if there was never a Matthew or Luke had nothing to do with this. These words are here and you can't deny them. It just is, to me, it's just so strange that this is definitely a pop single. This is not a fucking opus. It's not an orchestra. It's a fucking stanza. And it's been propped up. It's been propped up as a pop hit and forced down people's throats. But dude, it's still.
Are you ready?
A composition.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. It's O'Reilly's. Is it one of those things? It's like a pop. It's a jingle.
It's a jingle. It's a fucking jingle.
It's a fucking jingle.
It's a fucking jingle. It was
that
way
makes sense
ahead
why it resonates. Then
it's TikTok.
It's TikTok.
It's like it's way ahead of its time.
Thank you, TikTok. We love you, TikTok.
It's got to be. It can only be 6 lines because people are dumb and they can't memorize any more than that. So fucking narrow that down. It came in first time they delivered this 27 lines. No, you fucking asshole. I said 6 lines. They'll memorize 6 lines. We've done research.
Yeah, and Mark, if we remember, the original gospel's way shorter. There's like a bunch of chapters tacked on at the end.
No, I just mean this prayer.
Oh. It's gonna go micro. It's gonna go macro after this. You're gonna see it everywhere. You're gonna see the brevity. Version. Yeah. Once we read every story, they're mostly very short. So if literally, like we joked about that one time, we are the byproduct of a cosmic bachelor party gone wrong. You know, like a bunch of aliens came down here and just fucked us into existence, and they show up in different forms throughout. If that does get proven, what do you think? Do you think people like start fucking rioting? Do you think everyone runs to the hills? There's no ammunition, no food.
It's not going to be up to us. It's going to be scripted. Like it's the shepherds will lead the flock where they want them to go. Just lead them to slaughter, or lead them to pens, or lead them to the hills, or it's not, you just don't be a sheep. That's all you can do.
I totally forgot that I saw a TikTok yesterday of some weird whistleblower guy, because I haven't been paying attention to the UFO shit, who essentially backed up your shit.
That's the guy, Grouch or whatever his name was.
I don't know.
Young guy.
No, this guy was a little older.
Older than you or older than me?
Oh, yeah, he's older than you.
Yeah.
He's balded, older. But yeah, he essentially said that all that missing money before September 11th went off world and is like,
September 11th, 2001.
Yeah.
And the Pentagon has had how much money since then?
So
trillions.
Yeah. That's so on brand. Like that's I hate fucking this. I hate it.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Because I don't want to fucking do conspiracy theories anymore. I grew up with them. I don't want to.
Oh, see, the problem is they're not conspiracies.
It is. You're
it's the devil.
Yeah.
It's the like the
devil's us.
The best thing that the CIA ever did was convince us that aliens aren't real. Made crazy. They what's that word? They not disparage, but they discredit anybody who says otherwise by labeling them wacko. Or
they do a pretty good job.
Theorists. They do a great job. They're really good.
Have you read that book, Chaos?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like, even because that shit's all, there's paper trails, government, letterhead and shit like that, right? Yeah. So it's like, what? Something's got to happen. I think the thing that guy was saying is that the government just needs to come clean with everything, like a wash of information for us, so we can trust them again. And I like that, because I like roads and order. I do like the justice system for the most part. I think we need to fix a lot of shit, but I don't like chaos.
Well, then they're never gonna come clean. There is no going back. There is no, like, it's been a facade for so long. If the things that people are saying are true about how, these craft, and that US has them and have had them, and not just one, but like dozens or whatever it is. It's like, if that's true, then the lie is so long. And they're so far, like, okay, we're going to come clean. I'm going to tell you, here's what we have: off-world bases in Centaurian 4. we have sister planets in 36 systems.
That sounds crazy.
It does sound crazy, and that's what, right? And like, it would, like, so it's so far past, oh, we found a craft and we have been reverse engineering technology, and that's where we got cell phones. It's just so far past that. It's like,
well, I'll say one thing that makes me hopeful for the future is, if they haven't fucking killed us yet, then I think they're not going to, because they obviously could if they wanted to.
Well, who's going to mine all the Cobalt 5?
I need to read those books. Is that the Zachariah Hitchens shit?
I don't know. I just know that it's a I don't even know what that shit is, but it's like all the slave labor and all the third world countries that are,
it's so rough.
It's fucking totally rough. And we're all just sitting here, I got a new iPad. Oh, I got a Tesla car. I'm really helping the environment.
I almost bought a Tesla. That's why I didn't. I'm trying to parse that out in my head. I want one. Have you ever ridden in a fucking Tesla?
Yeah.
Dude, my brother's got one. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. It feels like a spaceship. But I don't know. I'm gonna try to fucking end this on the positive note that if they haven't fucking squished us like little ants yet, and they like fucking us, maybe we got a shot at the intergalactic casino at some point. You know, maybe we get to go to Blitz and Chips.
There, do you want me to let you leave it on a rosy hue?
Yeah, right.
No, not right. No, because the deal.
You don't
what's
like
going to happen?
love?
What's going to happen is the same thing that happened on 9/11, where it's like there's going to only like who's there left to hate? You know, we're China is not going to provoke us. Russia, last legs. You know, it's like we need a global enemy, and I'm not like whatever, dude. The people who the whatever the things are, whatever the craft are, they could have killed us already. So
Yeah.
the people who will be doing the killing won't be them. It'll be exactly. They'll be
I love the
pretending.
government.
They'll be pretending and don't think that there isn't an entire like a line, an entire like designed humans, like hybrids who can
You're going
like
Blade
off-world-
Runner on me right now. You're going full Blade Runner.
full replicants, man. Because and they're gonna look like whatever like they're gonna look like your worst nightmare or whatever.
Well,
like
as you've been talking,
the Vegas thing, the Vegas thing where like there were lights in the sky and then some guy sees an 8-foot fucking dark monster in his backyard.
yeah.
Get ready for it. It's just peppering,
that's
lightly peppering.
That's why I've been putting in like 9-10 hour workout days. Yeah.
Yeah, mind control, brother. They're just gonna. If you want to work out your mind.
Man, did you see? Yeah, did you see that? Never mind. Yeah, I'm gonna go down the dark rabbit hole thing. But
did you see that picture of? You see that fucking Squires' fucking Father's Day photo?
fuck yeah, I did.
Motherfucking Kaiser Soze.
That's fucking.
I showed it to Katie, and she's like, "That's a weird picture, Mike." I'm like, "It is a weird picture, Mike."
Yeah,
but you can just have that fucking.
Yeah, no, dude. I looked at that photo for a long time. Like I went back to it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Showed Kate. Yeah, it's like it is. It's always.
I've hung out with that dude.
Oh, see, Squires, and there's been many people like Zach Davidson had a really hard life, and whenever we'd be like before a gig eating food somewhere, and I'd be like feeling bad, want to like have a chip on my shoulder about not going to school and not getting taught anything, blah 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 blah. It would be like some shit talking going around the table. And it would get to Mike, and it would just be like, oh.
Get to Zach.
Fuck, get to Zach or Mike. And he'd just be like, damn it.
Oh. Yeah.
Like, fucking, maybe I'm being a little bitch over here.
I got nothing to complain about. Did you, was Mike ever drinking around you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
I saw Mike climb a fucking banister and threatened, like, try to find someone to fight or something one time when I was at a gig. Yeah, it's scary. Yeah, and I was like $1.15 back then. You were a little dude. I was skinny. Yeah.
Well, and you're still small. Like you were like fucking.
I was 18.
you were still small and soft. Yeah, you were like a tasty morsel. Yeah.
Not a sin on me. Dude, barely a masturbation. You know what I'm saying? Not a sin.
I told you the first time I met that guy. Well, where he just stood behind me.
Squires. And I'm not cutting any of this out because I love that man.
No, it's the greatest thing ever.
He's the best.
He says, I think he said that that wasn't the first time we met, but the first time I remember him was at the Lava Lounge, and he just sort of came out of nowhere. He was a friend of somebody's. And me and I don't know who it was were sitting at the bar, and he just stood behind me.
Did he have because there's so many different phases. Was it like shaggy hair, round glasses?
I don't remember. It was like 97. It was like that whole. I'd already started turning into the rock god you see before you. Like, it was just, you know, like,
You've already had too many record deals to fucking care about peasants.
right, I'd already
Have fun at your battle of the bands, boys.
I'd already had digits cut off from hypothermia at base camp on Rock Mountain. Yeah. I'd already lost digits. But it was the, and then later on that night we're fucking throwing a football around Fourth Avenue in front of Sit and Spin.
Yep.
It was like he just had it in the back of his pickup truck that was his uncle's, and yeah. It was
much the same.
And I don't remember how we got from there to him playing on the first Loaded record.
Rousey probably, right? Because he was in ACS. I bet
I think there was someone. I didn't meet Mike through Rouse though.
He's way connected in that scene. I can imagine he bumped into you,
and I don't think that
connected.
I could be wrong, but I don't think Squires was the Mike. He could tell us differently, but I don't think he was the guitar player, the original guitar player in ACS.
No. There was a bunch of other ones. For some reason, right now, all I can remember is the guy after him, Mikey. I do remember the first guitar player. Yeah. He's a nice guy.
He died.
He died?
He's dead, yeah.
When?
Oh, I don't know. Just before COVID or something?
I didn't know that. I know he was struggling.
Yeah, no, I think he died.
Okay, well, I might have to edit some of that out. But anyway, I do, because,
hey, Rouse, you know what? He's already dead, dude. It's cool.
Let's see. Bible, yay. Bible, good.
And seed.
Weed and seed.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Love you.
Love you.